Hey, what's up guys, Killer T, and I'm here with another video. And in this video I'm going to be talking about My Hero's Academy. Well, the main character Izuku Midoriya. Well, if you don't know about this anime, I introduced to the channel about two videos before. I've mentioned about this anime and like what this anime is about. I'll leave a link above and you can go and check it out. What I'm going to be talking about, that he has his own power. So far basically he was given that power. He was given it by All Might, right? So that power he has right now, it's not his. He was passed on, but eventually it become his. But I think he had a power all along, but nobody knew about it. Because the thing is, yeah, when he was a kid, the doctor told him that he didn't have any power, and because of that, he actually didn't try to, try to figure out what sort of power he had. Yeah, maybe he might have had a powers, because the doctor said he didn't have any powers, so he never tried it. So he gave up on himself. He thought he was quirkless, so he didn't, everybody called him names, so he just gave up on himself. His mom said, "You don't have it," She was like, "Oh, I wish the things were different." So he just didn't try. Well, I think he had a power of his own all along, and the power might be like, he can make his body like huge. It'll be perfect to the power he has right now. It's called All for One. It's basically two different quirks combined into one. It's called One for All. So the quirks are like, one is basically he can pass on the power. It's basically useless. But the second quirk, that is the ability, basically allows you to store a lot of power.
This evil man had a quirkless younger brother, and then All for One transferred a quirk to a sibling, one that would allow him to stockpile power. Yes, even though everyone thought he was quirkless, turns out the brother did have a quirk. He had a useless power that only allowed him to pass on quirks. And so the stockpiling ability merged with the younger brother's power. And that is how One for All came to be.
I understand how One for All came about now. But this bad guy must be long dead by this point. So why are you bringing him up?
There are quirks that halt aging. He probably has something like that. The younger brother decided to entrust this new quirk to future generations. Brother. Eventually it was my turn, and I managed to defeat All for One. At least that's what I thought. But he survived. The entire purpose of One for All is to defeat All for One. I know you didn't expect this, but...
I'll do my best!
Say user of that power, he basically, the successor, he basically passes it on to the successor, the person who the person thinks, like, say for example, say All Might was the user previously, right? He thought the main guy, Izuku Midoriya, he's the worthy person to have that power, right? So he passed it on to him, just like he's like 9th one in the list right now. And you know what it is, right? Whatever, like All Might, the amount of power he had, and whatever he did with that power, how much he trained, like all the battles, all the fights he had, whatever he experienced, all that is stored basically, and all the 8 previous users, like they had all the, whatever they'd been through, it was stored in there. So basically that basically becomes one thing. So basically, say for example, when Izuku, he passes on to, just say he passes on to somebody, whatever he go through, all the 8 previous users, what they've been through, it'll be all stored in that, and that'll be like one power, right? And let's get back to main topic. We're talking about his own power. I think his own quirk was like he can make his body big. That would go perfectly with his power, because All Might right now, he's injured, and in the fight he lost the stomach, so he can't stay in that form anymore, and he basically stays like, I think about 19 hours a day. He's resting more than 3 hours a day. He's like in All Might form. He's like huge guy, muscle, and he can use that power like full force, right? And that power, I think the Midoriya guy, Izuku, he can't use that power because his body can't handle the pressure, the force he throws. Like say for example, one punch, his whole arm will be destroyed, right? Well, I think even though he's training right now, he can only control up to 5%. Even if he goes beyond above 5%, right, he messes up. He messes up his arm. It's like dead. There's no life in that part. So obviously he can heal back afterwards, but then still it's kind of useless, right? Well, I think even though he trains, he probably won't be able to use it 100%. So I think here his power kicks in, right? So that all combined into one, he can basically stay in like small form, and you know, that'd be really cool. Like, you know, the enemies, whatever enemy he fights, yeah, they're gonna be, they're not gonna take him seriously. They're gonna think he's like, yeah, whatever, right? When he's gonna probably fight them and little bit power, they're gonna be like, yeah, he's strong. But then he's gonna go all out, right? He's gonna go huge, ripped, like almighty, like tall, muscular, and you know, he can go 100%, probably even above. That's the only way I think he can surpass the All Might guys, because you want to be like him. That's the only way I think he can surpass him. So yeah, I think that's what his power is. Like, he can turn his body huge, muscular, so that way it goes perfectly well with his power, and that way, you know, he can go all out that without injuring his body. And when he's done with using that power, he can go back normal, like how All Might, he basically shrinks down again, just like that. It'd be really epic. That's what my theory is on that. And it'd be really cool if something like that comes up. And you know, that's what I think. Yeah, so if you like this video, do leave a like, and do leave a comment what you think of this video and what you thought my theory on this anime, and subscribe to join the community. Peace out.